What's going on, guys? We are back for another video. In this video, I just wanted to touch on my pricing strategy and how I kind of view pricing for Merch by Amazon, specifically t-shirts, but I guess kind of all of the products on Merch by Amazon. So before we get into that, if you guys want, obviously subscribe to the channel. I do videos on e-commerce, print on demand, Merch by Amazon, etc. And check the description down below. That's where I put links to all the tools and tricks that we talk about. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say, everyone does kind of have a different opinion on pricing and, how you should price. And my opinion on pricing for Merch by Amazon t-shirts has changed over time. So I guess what is kind of the way that I look at pricing? Well, when you're in the early tiers, when you just get accepted to Merch by Amazon, I generally still think that it's a really good idea to price your products, significantly lower than the market. So just as an example, if we look at this on Merch by Amazon, we're seeing this is the barbecue t-shirt niche, and most of these shirts you can see $18.99, $17.49. We see here most of them are kind of that $17 and up range. We do have a shirt right here. If this goes away, that's $14.99. And, this is someone that's probably pricing this shirt to get ranked. Obviously, they're up here pretty high, but maybe they're trying to get more reviews, or maybe they just want to stay up here in kind of that top level. But just, if I'm trying to get shirts ranked and trying to get out of those early tiers, the way that I generally look at it is you should be pricing kind of in that lower area. So you should price all your shirts, all 10 or 25 of your products at, $14.95, just something where you're maybe barely breaking even or just making a little bit of money. Now, once you get to the higher tiers, I think really you should start pricing up a little bit around tier 500. But I don't really worry about pricing until I get to tier 500 and beyond. Now, once you're at tier 500, tier 1000 and higher, that's where I actually start to kind of implement some more strategy and actually think a little bit more deeply about, pricing, because I have more slots. And so there's more room to actually price around. So one thing I like to do, first things first, if I am going to make a shirt in the barbecue t-shirt niche, the first thing I'm going to do is come over to Merch by Amazon, to Amazon, and actually go ahead and take a look at what the market is pricing at. Now, if I have a shirt that has not made any sales yet, I am going to still price it pretty low. I'll probably generally price it a dollar or two below kind of what I see the market's pricing at. So again, guys, we're seeing here, most of the shirts are, this top level, they're $18, $17, the $19 ones. And then as we go down, we're noticing more $16.99. A lot more $16.99, some 14s here and there. So that's kind of the first thing I do is just see, what Amazon is telling me. Now, the next thing I like to do is actually take the keyword and I'll go over to Merch Informer and go to product search. And then I'm going to just actually search for this keyword. And the reason I want to do that is because Merch Informer kind of aggregates, the data that we're seeing on Amazon for these t-shirts and then gives us kind of the average for the niche. Which it's just a really quick and easy way to find out what the average price is. And then we want to create, decide kind of on our pricing strategy from there. Now, my one way that I look at pricing, though, is that if you have a shirt that is a really good quality design, people are willing to pay for it. People will pay a little bit more, even if there's something that's similar, if that shirt is a passionate shirt, like it's driving a passion purchase, because if people really love what they're seeing, the money does count still, but they're interested in, they want the shirt, they're going to pay for it, they're going to exchange their dollars for it. So if we expand this, now that this is pulled up, we see that the lowest price here, $13.99, highest $25, and then the average price is actually pretty high, $19.05. So now that I see that, what I'm going to do is, if I had a shirt, I'm going to price it low to start, and then as it sells, I'm going to start moving the price up. And I always like to stay slightly under, the average price. I want to show that this shirt is competitively priced in this niche. So, if I had a shirt that's selling super, super well, I'm probably going to come in and price it at like $17.95 or $18.95. And that's kind of the one other little trick that I do is most people will price, around $19.99, $14.99. I do like to round it off to, $19.95 or $17.95. I just want to do that one little extra step. That's kind of, obviously I'm sacrificing a few cents, but I do feel like it might give me a slight edge, when people are seeing that, if they see what two shirts side by side that are almost exactly the same, maybe it's going to give me a slight edge. But so again, guys, everyone does have a very different pricing strategy, but the one thing that I will say is I waited far too long to start raising prices, and raising prices is a thing that, is going to help you actually get more money out of your business to reinvest in your business. So, I would say don't worry about it too much until you're, at least at tier 500. But once you get beyond tier 500, that's when you need to start thinking a little bit more about pricing and actually saying, hey, it's time to start raising some of the prices on these shirts that are selling, and make them competitive to your niche. Let's take a look at one more niche, and then I just want to get a feel for one more. So we're just going to look at golfing really quick. You guys will notice, it really differs niche by niche. And one other thing to think about too is, now we're getting results that aren't just merch by Amazon as well. We can tell these ones aren't merch by Amazon here. So this one's $12.95. So again, I like to just kind of get an idea. This is why I do this search on Amazon, to get a feel for what is that entire niche selling at. $18.99, $17.99. We have some $16. And let's see if Merch Informer loaded here. So again, we see lowest price $15 up to $20.63. Average price, $20.63. Super high for this. It could be because it's also pulling in maybe some long sleeve t-shirts, but you guys get the idea here. So that's pretty much my merch pricing strategy. Is I start off low, especially in those earlier tiers, and then as products start selling, we start raising the prices and competing with what the market is telling us. So hope that video was helpful for you guys. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more on merch by Amazon and print on demand, etc. And with that being said, guys, we'll see you at the next video. Cheers.